So you won't believe this, we still haven't got a camper van or anything to go away with in the summer. So we're having to make other plans. We are going to go away in the summer. We're going away for 2 and a bit weeks. About 12 days I think it is. No, 12 days, about 15, 16 days. And what we're doing instead, because we haven't got a camper van or a caravan at the moment, is we're just booking things on the way, and we're going to let you know in the next few weeks what that is. So we're still having adventures. We're not having as many adventures as we used to with the caravan. We'd normally go every couple of weekends. But the girls again are very, very busy. So the girls today had a competition. So I'm just catching up some bits of work for school and the kind of online course I'm doing to get myself caught up on that. The biggest problem is still the prices are very silly. And I also think that prices are going to have to come down. I mean, you know, some people might say they don't. Caravan prices are coming down, I can see that. And campervan prices are coming down in some cases, but people are going to have to start seeing that the price they paid in COVID is not going to be the price you're going to be able to get now, partly because interest rates. So you'll probably know interest rates have gone up again. I think they're currently 5%. So banks are going to want to charge you more than 5% to borrow, and people's mortgages are unfortunately going to go up. We were really lucky, kind of foresee this was coming, and we managed to get our mortgage done just before rates went silly. So we have a higher mortgage than we used to. But fortunately, because again we knew this was kind of coming, you could kind of see on the economy side it was probably going to come, that we've got out of that in time. And that's one of the reasons we haven't bought the camper van or the motorhome yet. That unless we have some savings towards that, and we could actually go and get a caravan or a motorhome now, like a motorhome particularly, or a camper van, we're not prepared to pay prices that are above the odds, because we believe that when mortgages start biting, and they are, plus the cost of living, like we all know, it's gone up like 20% in food. We used to pay £80 a week at Aldi. We're now paying £120 or it's under £30 a week. That's all going to come to a head somewhere. People just haven't got the money. Now you both know, again, I know you're both sick of me whinging about this, but me and Lucy are both teachers. Past 12 years, effectively most years we've had a 1% or 0% pay rise. I'm sure that's the same for quite a few out there. While some people in the IT industry, which is kind of, I teach computer science, are getting good rises. I've actually got a friend who's been working for a cybersecurity company. He was in IT. And in the past year they've paid him an 8% rise. So great for him, and he's a great bloke. So I don't say he doesn't deserve that. But we haven't had any rises, so we haven't got the money just to go and thrash out and just go and buy something. We could, but I don't think that's really good for us financially. Girls are still doing a lot of dancing, which means it is hard again to get away, and to get away for long periods of time. We are still probably at the camper van due to the one night thing and the caravan not being sensible. We are looking at replacing the car at some point. We've had loads of problems with the car this year. I mean, obviously things that are normal, like the battery brakes being done. We had a radiator problem, replaced the radiator. Still had problems after the radiator was replaced. I think that's all sorted now. We think the coolant leak that we've had is pretty much gone. Worried at one point it was a gasket, but it's not. That's all being done. Need to replace the rear end camera. There's a couple of things that are coming up. So we're trying to decide whether we should get rid of the car before we go away, or wait till we get back in a, not a dream, but an ideal situation. I was hoping we could find a long wheel-based transporter, or like kind of an extra long wheelbase VW Vito with an automatic gearbox. And we found things that were similar. We actually found one in near Leeds. I think it was near Leeds, so it had 88,000 mile long wheelbase shuttle, so it had the aircon everywhere, and we would have get it popped out, all that kind of thing. But it had a manual gearbox, so I don't mind manual gearboxes, but for my drive to work, which is pretty much, should be about 20 minutes, about 40 minutes most days. And most of the reason it is 40 minutes is because the fact that it's stop start, clutch down, clutch, all that kind of stuff. I don't really fancy that yet. So we're going to see what the market does. Like I said, we've got France booked, we've got the tunnel on the way there, ferry on the way back. We have one site booked, we have a couple other things on the way down. We're then looking to get a second site booked. There is a little thing we found so far about booking France when you're going in like a static, which is kind of what we're doing, sort of thing. Is a lot of places want you to book for a week, and that's fine, but we're not used to that. We're used to doing a few days here, a few days there, but that's just the way it is. In order to get things that are semi-reasonably priced, that's what we're gonna have to go for. There are some statics which are great, and sites that are great, but they're 1.2k for a week, and I'm sorry, I'm not paying 1.2k for a week. That's ridiculous money. So we are paying more than we would pay with a caravan, and we'll do a breakdown of that at some point. We'll go through like how much does it cost us, how does that compare. I mean, last year, it's going under the lines, last year we paid £1,700, obviously about food and stuff. That was for a full nearly 3 weeks away. It's going to cost us more than that this year, but we're not paying £200 out for the caravan. And in theory, we wouldn't be paying much out for the car, but we've not found the right car yet. We've found a couple things that are semi-suitable, but nothing quite yet. There is one car near us, a Honda Insight, a 2011. We've got 18,000 miles on, so it is quite old, but not many miles on that. Could be a possibility. Ideally, would like something like a Prius or a plug-in electric if we're going to go down the car route. But if I can actually find what I want, which like I said is a VW Transporter, but nice again, or the Merc, we possibly might go for that. Because the idea is, one idea is we'll get something like a VW and we use that for both. We actually still use hotels and things in the meantime. Or we have a cheap car and a motorhome, hopefully when prices come down. Because all the motorhomes that we can afford, which are in our price range, are basically knackered. They're okay inside, but they've got rust galore. Sills need doing, all that kind of stuff, which is part of their age. What we would hope to get is some maybe 58 plate above, which is still reasonably old, but a lot of them are better made. Like the kind of chassis on the Fiats don't seem to rust quite as badly as the older ones. So that's where we're at. And you wouldn't believe it, but we still haven't bought anything. We still haven't got any further. Look, every day, it's been hours and hours of my life looking, but still haven't got any further. And I think at this rate, it would seem daft to do it before we go to France. So that's going to be it. We're going to do it after France, and our France trip is booked for near the start of August till the middle of August this time. So we will show you that. We will show our adventures. If we go on, we will show you. We actually went away with my mum and dad last week to a cottage, and that was gorgeous, but it just didn't seem suitable to film that. Didn't want to have a peep with that. I think they would really appreciate it. So, as I said, still no further forward. Put down the comments if you've got any suggestions, because we're open to listen to them and have a look. And it looks like it's going to lash it down again here after the gorgeous weather. Hope you're well. See you in the next one.